Let's say we sort this by the opposite. So instead of seeing what they've been accumulating, let's see what they've been getting rid of. And we'll click it again, and we see at the top we have $27 million in the last 30 days. Smart Money has sold $27 million of wrapped Bitcoin and $27 million of wrapped Ethereum. So definitely a bearish bias here in the last 30 days. If we go back to the Bitcoin chart and we go to the daily chart and we look at this 30-day period, whoops, sorry. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do this. Okay. So down here I've marked the 30-day period. It goes from the present candle that we're on to this candle here. And you'll notice again we are more or less at that same area of price, which is upper 27s, low 28. And price has oscillated above and below this level, okay, for the last 30 days. And so, and forming some kind of, pattern here, definitely. I mean, not the pattern that I just drew, but there is a bearish pattern here on the daily chart that I will highlight in just a second. And it's this one. We have a potential head and shoulders pattern here, okay? And taking that in conjunction with the on-chain data of what we're being told that Smart Money's been doing for the last 30 days. Okay, so what should we expect of price here in this week, for example? Because again, this data is for short-term bias. So for this week, for the intra-week period. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, what should we expect price to be doing here? We see this head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern that's been forming since March 17th. So we've been in this pattern this pattern has been forming almost for 2 months now. On May 17th it will be 2 months since we started this pattern. And we see that for the last 30 days price is at the same level more or less, because the 30-day period begins here, and here we are 30 days later and we're at the same price level. However, what has the Smart Money been doing? They have been selling ETH and Ethereum. So what should we so just taking the data for what it is, what is it telling us about what we should expect for this week or for in the next couple of days? Should we expect this level to hold, or should we be expecting this level to break and for the next support to be hit? I am of the opinion here that we should be expecting some kind of break of this trend line here. We should be expecting some kind of break of this 55-day EMA, which has already been tested several times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the 5th test of this EMA. So if you're not familiar with technical analysis, the more a support is tested, the likelier it is to break. And the same thing goes with resistance. The more resistance is tested, the likelier it becomes that it breaks. So here in the next couple of days, I would be expecting price to go lower, okay? Basing it off of not just the technicals, but also what the on-chain data is telling me. Okay, now going over to the very last column here, number of addresses. This is a useful column just to get an idea of what Smart Money is favoring in the short to medium term. You're always going to find here, for the most part, that the majority of addresses are going to hold things that would make sense for them to hold. So
that money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, vintage friends on my face, looking like I'm from the deep.